Hey guys, it's Mcfixit here. We have a 2006 Honda Ridgeline, and I've been kind of sick the last few weeks, and so I haven't been posting as much, but also I've not been driving as much, and all of a sudden it's been a really cold couple of days in the 20s and below that at night, and so went out to go in my vehicle to go to a doctor appointment, and guess what? This is what happened. It's so close to wanting to start, but it doesn't. You can tell that the engine is still not running. So I'll try it again. And still not working. Kind of a pain in the butt. It should be working. It's only a 2-year-old vehicle, or 2-year-old battery, I'm sorry, 2-year-old battery, almost to the day. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a couple of quick little tests. And then I'm gonna pull the battery out because I have a warranty for up to 3 years and go take it in and see if that's what it was. I'm like 99.99% certain that's what it is. So the first thing you're gonna do is go ahead and pop your hood, and your hood release is right down here. I'm gonna put the tools and the supplies at the end of this video. And then come to just about the center of the vehicle, and then just to the left or right here, you're gonna go ahead and pop that up, and then put your prop in. And so our main area of concentration is gonna be right down here at the battery. I'm gonna make sure it's not super corroded first, because if it is super corroded, I might just need to clean it up a little bit. Also, I'm gonna test the voltage on it. And if it doesn't look super corroded and the voltage is halfway decent, now that does not mean it's gonna crank it over. That just means it's actually holding the 12 and a half volts. We're gonna go ahead and take it in. And it's supposed to last at least 3 years, and we're just at year 2, actually like in less than a week. So the first thing I would encourage you to do is just inspect it. And there's not a ton of corrosion on either sides. The cables are nice and tight, so everything right there is actually looking really, really good. I'm gonna get a voltmeter out real quick and go ahead and set that up for what it should be, which this would be less than 20 volts. Doesn't matter if it's on the red or black side. I should have done that for the video's sake, but it is 12.18. which is still decent. I mean, really, you should have a little higher than that, but we still have some voltage to it, so that test doesn't always tell you everything, if it is battery or not, but if you're at like 6 volts, it's a for sure sign you got battery issues. So let's go ahead and get this battery off. You're gonna need one tool, 10 millimeter. And I will say this is not the original, and so I'm not certain if I did that or if that was a previous owner who put that one on. Also, make sure to do the negative first and then the positive. We're just gonna bend those out of the way. That was the negative, here is the positive. And just move that right out of the way. And then this is actually kind of nice because these bolts do get rusty over time. And these are a weird little J-shape hook. Oop, that side did come out pretty easy. Normally after you get one, it's just a matter of time till the other one comes out. And I'll show you once I spin them out. But this is not my favorite contraption, because it's just kind of hard to get out sometimes. And I definitely can cut this down later on. Okay, I think both sides are out now. Yep. So these two are just little J's that like hook in. Kind of a pain in the butt, but it does help keep it secure and on there. So that is a good thing. And then you can just simply straight lift your battery out. It is heavy, and I'm at a weird angle there, so come to where it's easier to do. And I just wanted to show you a little bit more. There's really like no corrosion on this. They look really, really good and healthy. So I am going to go ahead and go to the auto parts store and see what they think it is. But yeah, I should be getting a new battery, and I'll show you how to install it. So I did get back from the store, and it's supposed to have 750 cold cranking amps, and it was down to 556 cold cranking amps. The voltage was still good, but because it was almost 200 cold cranking amps, 194 down, they said that it definitely was in the ability to be returned and get a new one for free. So I went ahead and took them up on that offer because this battery has increased in value about $70 in the last almost 2 years, minus really a day and a half. And so went ahead and took them up, free battery, and let's see if this thing works. And this was the problem. While we have a good work surface here, I'm going to go ahead and remove the cap, and we'll go ahead and open up the beautiful package. And this is that silicone grease, and I do wear gloves a lot in my videos. You're dealing with batteries that have acid in them, so just be careful. And they make sprays as well now, but this stuff works pretty well, so I'm just going to use it. It's fairly inexpensive. I think it was $3 or $4 for the entire kit. And living in the north, it's just good to have. And really, I probably should have put these on first, but that's okay. Beautiful. Just kind of go around it. I'm probably going to try to pick some of that back up off so I can put it on. We just have a lot of corrosion in the north, and so anything you can do to make a battery last longer, and this is one of those things you can do, does truly help. Time to go ahead and put that battery in. So the first thing you're going to do is go ahead and grab your battery, go ahead and put it down in there, and sometimes it catches on some of that plastic junk. We'll go ahead and clean. You're going to need this side, and all it is just coming in here and just making this nice and clean. Gets the best contact possible. Same thing over here. This one's been used so many times it doesn't even look that nice anymore, but it still works well. And so we're going to try to put this contraption on as well. This one is always fun to do. And I believe it's a little easier to do now because you can still kind of move the battery around as needed. And I do know that this side is way too long, but it works. It gets the job done. And this is just finagling it in until you find out how to get it where it needs to go. And on this, I just make it finger tight. And this one is pretty hard to see back here. And this is why I don't like the battery tied down yet, because you still have the ability to move it a little bit. If your battery was already tied down, I would highly encourage you not moving it like I am right now. There it is. And I kind of like this wing nut on here because it does make it pretty easy to put on. And this is definitely something I could have cut down, but it does the job, so not too concerned. I don't believe it's the original. I think I said that earlier. And I don't remember ever fixing this before, so I do think it was whoever owned this vehicle before, which is fine. Again, this clamp is just to help hold it in place and keep it from moving so none of your cables come loose. So now that both sides of that are done, we always hook up the positive side first. You don't have to kill this. Sometimes people really tighten it down so tight. The whole goal is that it doesn't come off. It's not able to wiggle. You don't have to kill it. Then I do like to cover it all the way. That's what that is intentional for. Then you'll do your negative. Make sure to put it underneath the handle here. It's just going to give you a better connection. good right there. And we're gonna go ahead and test it and see how it works and if it does work. Okay, let's go ahead and test it and see if it works. And just like that, the vehicle does start up. You want to make sure you go ahead and program your code. I'm not going to show you that, but you just enter, I believe it's a 6-digit code on your CD player, and you'll be ready to rock and roll. You'll be able to get time back and everything else. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do have any questions, please put those down in the comment section below. Thank you guys again. Have a great day. So here are the tools and the supplies that I used. You're going to want that new battery. This is a 24F6. And you want it to be new. You'll want to get, they've got them in a lot of different things. It's not just because it's the same brand, but it's the battery kit installation. It has the grease, it's the silicone grease, and has terminal covers that go over it, red for positive, black for negative. You're going to want some kind of terminal cleaner. This one is a 2-sided one. We're not going to really need to worry about the post here very much, but we will want to clean out the inside. Pretty easy tool to use. A 10mm on a ratchet. You can use a wrench as well, it just takes a little longer. A voltmeter is optional just to make sure you have the correct voltage, but even if it does say 12.5 volts, doesn't necessarily mean that your battery's still good. It really matters more probably about the cold cranking amps and if it's able to recharge.